Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of my technical Minecraft Let's Play. So I'm back at the Blaze Farm where I left off in the previous episode. If you haven't seen the episode, make sure you go check it out. And in today's episode I want to build a squid farm because I will need as much colors as I possibly can. So I have rose red from the Titan. Then I have bone meal, which is white from the mob farm, and I have lapis lazuli, that's blue, and now it has squid ink. So the colors that I'm collecting will soon be... you will soon understand why I'm actually collecting the colors in a future episode once I do that project. But before I actually go find a desert that fits the requirements for Squid Farm, I do want to go to the witch farm because I need to change something. So let me go there and then I'll be back. Okay, so I am at the witch farm, and what I want to do with it is actually move it forward one block, since this block here is actually still a part of the witch hut and this block here isn't, which causes spiders to spawn and they just break the entire system because they get to this wall here and then they climb up, trigger the tripwire since they're 2 blocks wide, and that deactivates 2 or 3 rows of it. And when you have like 3 spiders in here, the entire platform is deactivated. The top one isn't actually a part of the witch farm because something was wrong with the hut that I chose, which leaves me with only 1 floor left, so the rates are pretty bad like that. So now what I'll do is actually remove all the walls around it and then I'll be back. Okay, so I have now removed the front panel of the witch farm, and now what I'll have to do is place another row of packed ice like I've done on the lower end up there. And then I'll have to move all the redstone forward 1 block, and that should be all the work that I have to do. Plus I'll have to dig out another block here so that the witches will fall down. And then the farm will hopefully no longer spawn spiders on the bottom 2 layers, and that should be great. So let me do that and then I'll be back. Okay, so I have now removed the redstone part of it. And I do still have to remove 1 row of packed ice, which will leave me with 6 blocks of it instead of 7 as I have now. And then I need to dig this down to that point right there, move the hoppers back 1 block and fill everything back up. So let me do that and then I'll be back. Okay, the witch hut is now reconstructed and working, and from the little amount of testing I've done, no spiders have spawned on the bottom 2 layers, which is good. On the top one they can, because as I've said multiple times, it is somehow not a part of the witch hut, and if I move the layers down 1 block then the bottom row is not a part of the witch hut, which means there's something wrong with the wall generation itself. So as you can see, I have removed a lot of land right there, and I still have a lot to go. That is actually the furthest point at which it should be because I have K up there, and at the middle of the witch hut you can no longer see those chunks, I think. So in between episodes I remove a bit of land. I think I put like 2 hours of effort into removing land in between episodes. So slowly but surely I will definitely get rid of all the land in the area, and then the witch farm will work at nighttime as well. So now that I've fixed the problem with the witch hut, with the witch farm, I have to go find a desert. So I have found the desert at which I want to build the squid farm. So from as far as I can see, there's no water anywhere. And I did check on a copy of the world, and there are little amounts of water somewhere. There's a village, which I will have to remove. But this desert wasn't so close as I wanted it to be. It was like 3,000 blocks in the nether, so we're at minus 6,000 and 20,000. So yeah, that's quite a long journey back. Good thing we have nether. Yeah, now what I'll have to do is actually set up the beacon. And then I need to find an area at which I will dig out. And then I'll be back. So I've set up the area at which I want to mine out. So I did base it on a chunk, just because it makes it a bit easier for me to mark it out. And the blocks around here are still part of it, since I want the squid to spawn in the 16 by 16 area, and then the walls around it I actually want to change, because I did find a design that looks really neat and I want to reconstruct it here. I have already constructed the beacon. So now what I have to do is go to digging. Okay, so I will probably dig to y equals 40, just so that the squid can spawn. They can spawn from y 63 to y 46, and then a couple blocks below for them to drop, so that the items don't get lost, and for the hoppers. So let me do that and then I'll be back. And there we go. I have now dug out all the area that I need to actually build the farm, but I will then remove all the four sides and like a stair formation, so that it goes like this, just making it more visible for when you enter. So yeah, now I have to go up there, empty my inventory, and then I need to figure out how to actually build it. So let me do that and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've went back to my base a couple times, and I've brought back some blaze rods so that I can do smelting, and I brought some resources that I will need. I brought string for dispensers, and I brought some nether bricks. I'm currently smelting a bit more of them, and I'm smelting glass because I will need it. And here what I've done is I actually marked the area at which the whole farm will be, and it is at y equals 65. So the one block, this block is actually y equals 64, and one block below is of 63, where squids can already spawn. So I decided to make the farm where squid can spawn at only 14 by 14, because it makes the whole dispenser scenario a lot more simplistic, because I can just pretty much copy from the original design and link in the description. Link is in the description as usual. And the reason why I can just copy it is because it's 4 blocks wider, or 5, and that means I just add one more row of dispensers without actually changing the pattern that is formed. So now what I actually have to do is craft the dispensers and then figure out the placements of them. So let me get on with that and then I'll be back. Okay, so the roof is now done. Where I left the hose is where the dispensers will be. So the pattern is quite simple. You just pick one corner. It doesn't really matter which one it is, because it's symmetrical halved by the diagonal. So let's say you start here, you place one block, and then there's a dispenser, 4 blocks in between, another dispenser, 4 blocks, dispenser, and then what's left you fill in here. If you have a bigger template, you just copy the pattern all the way down to the edge, and then from this dispenser you go 2 blocks to your right and then 1 back, and that's where the next dispenser will be. You copy The same principle as it was before, so 4 blocks and then a dispenser. You come to here. As you can see, this was the last dispenser in this row. You go 2 blocks to the right, 1 back, you have another dispenser, and then you can locate where the others will be. So that's the pattern that has to repeat throughout the entire roof, so that you have the most optimal placement for the dispenser. So you need as little amount of them for you to actually cover the entire area. Now of course, here where there's 4 blocks, here there won't be any lava, but that's really nothing too important. That's 1 row, and there are a lot of spawning spaces, so losing like 20 doesn't really add a significant effect. So yeah, now what I have to do is actually place in the dispensers and probably put in the lava as well, which I'll just get from the desert. Since if I remember correctly, there is a lava lake, not a lava lake, a lava pool somewhere around here, which I'll have to find. But yeah, so let me do a bit more progress and then I'll be back. And there we go, I've placed in the dispensers all facing downward, and I even filled them up with lava. So I got the lava from down there. There's a small lava lake, or lava pool, a puddle, because it's relatively small. It only has like 60 lava buckets worth of lava in it. So yeah, as you can see, I emptied out most of it, and it did supply me with all the lava that I needed. And I will have to empty that out because squid can now spawn in lava. That's probably a bug, but I'm gonna use it while it's an actual thing, and then once that's patched, I'll just replace it with water. And I'll actually have to change some things because they need to have air blocks in between the water so that the squids can fall down. With the lava it's different because they can't actually swim in it. So this is quite interesting. I just left it here because I wanted to show how I went about filling them up, placing them actually, and it created like some patterns. The last one has quite an organized way of placing it. This one was kinda just me seeing how it goes, and the first one was quite random. So yeah, now that I've showed you what I've done, I now have to go down there and fill in the floor, and then I'll need to craft some hoppers. So let me get the floor put down and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've installed the floor and the hoppers so that when the squid fall and die, their items get collected and all get funneled to this point right here. So I used hoppers instead of hopper minecarts, just because I have an abundance of iron and wood. I got all the wood from the witch hut where I removed a lot of trees, and the iron from the Iron Titan because I've been doing a lot of work on my world and it has been running at my spawn chunks. So let's hope the way that I install the hoppers doesn't really affect the overflow, because if I drop an item off at the end hopper, it does take like 10 seconds for it to get here. It will be here quite soon, but yeah, as you can see, it takes a decent amount of time to travel from there and then here to this point. But let's hope that doesn't cause any issues. So now what I'll actually have to do is start installing the glass, which is pretty much one of the last steps of the Squid Farm. So let me get some things prepared and then I'll be back. Okay, so I've now installed the glass. As you can see, it's red glass because of the lava. And is it night again? Yeah, it is. And I've added a bit of detail to it. I will add another layer to it so that it stands out, giving it a bit of 3D effect. But now what I have to do is actually place in all the signs. So yeah, that's the tedious part, I guess. So first I need to see where I actually need to place them. And then I need to place them. So let me get all the signs in place and then I will be back. And there we go, the signs are now in place. And now all I have to do is install the redstone so that I can turn the farm on and off. And I have to get out of it, which the exit is right there. Okay, so that was simple. Now I can actually close it off completely, and I can remove this, but I won't do it just yet because I will probably still need it. So now what I'll have to do is actually connect all the dispensers together, and I won't do the crisscross pattern just because it's the size, it's such a size that the redstone signal doesn't actually reach to the end, so I would need to add repeaters. But if I only add straight lines, I don't actually need repeaters, which simplifies the things quite a lot due to some repeaters not getting 2 pulses, which makes, and if they were to get 2 pulses, that will make them actually retract the lava or do the opposite, actually dispense the lava when they should be off. So let me install the redstone part of it and then I'll be back. There we go, I installed the redstone and I added the sticky piston and the redstone block thing that pretty much allows me to just flick the lever for it to turn on and off, and that's due to the redstone block not emitting a redstone signal while it's traveling. So when I flick the lever, it moves it back, it actually deactivates and then activates it again, causing the pistons to either dispense or get rid of it. So the whole lava updating everything causes quite a huge amount of lag, so let me just turn it on. As you can see, the redstone flicks on and off for a second and then lava gets dispensed. And as you can see, everywhere it goes. And there are these 2 lines right here. As I've said before, it doesn't really make too big of a difference on the rates, because there are a lot of places where they can spawn. So now what I actually want to do is remove this right here, as I've said at the middle of the episode when I actually dug everything out. I want to make like a slope so that once you come through the portal you see how the farm looks like. So let me do that and then I'll be back. So I guess I won't do this right now because my pickaxe is out of durability again, and to repair it I would need 33 levels, which I don't have, and I don't feel like walking 20 minutes in one direction again just to repair my pickaxe to do a bit more mining. I will do it in between episodes then, I guess. But let's just quickly jump down here to see how the rates actually work. So while I'm down here, actually like half of the farm can't even work because I am too close for the squid to spawn. So in the time of me mining it, I've already gained like almost 11 stacks of squid ink, or ink sac as they're called. So this is quite a huge amount of squid ink production, which I will probably never need, but it's just fun to have, I guess. So yeah, if you enjoyed the episode, please do give it a like, and if you want to see more weekly content, hopefully, please do subscribe, it helps me out a lot, and I will see you in the next episode.